Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Theorist, here with your host, JC Botero67, and today we're taking a look at Tower of God, of course, like usual, and it's Season 2, Episode 270. So jumping right into it, we see an unconscious Viol after Baum had done his attack on him, right? And then we go to Coffee Addict, who tells Andrasi that she needs to take Baum with her. He will handle the rest of the group. And he also mentions that he had bombs set up in the seed just in case an invasion by these robots were to ever happen. So after a bit of hesitancy from Baum, Andrasi is able to get him out of there. And Coffee Addict soon sets off the bombs after that. And they actually make it out okay too. So everyone is fine at this point, which is really good. And then behind them, we just see like all these like rocks kind of blocking any entryway or exit way from the seed. So that ensures them all that these robots have been caved in and they can proceed on to the exit of this fruit of good and evil. But Baum, of course, still in his hesitant stage, he kind of stays behind for a moment looking back over there. And Coffee Addict turns back to him and says that Baum still has his purpose, which involves fighting the big breeders in order to get to the young Zahard. So that kind of gets Baum like, okay, yeah, you're right, I need to do that. So moving along, we then come to Kuhn and Co. And everyone is safe there too, which is awesome. But the octopus is still being a pain in the ass, right? So Rock, because he's upset that his turtle got messed with, he tries to put in an attack on this octopus, but instead he gets ink thrown right into his eyes, which I'm like, oh no, like, hopefully he doesn't go blind or anything, hopefully he'll be okay. So then it looks like Sachi's trying to put in an attack as well, and then Boro at one point asks, hey Kuhn, can't you use Enacor? To which Kuhn replies that there's a slight problem, but Kuhn, being the brilliant, cunning man that he is, comes up with an idea. And before we get to that, I do want to mention that I did my research on the whole Enacor beta connection thing. So these are some little notes that I got from the Tower of God Wikia page. So, as noted by Evan, use of an Enacor upgrade kit is both illegal and expensive. That was like the number one note that I found. So I'm like, okay, well, that's why beta is necessary. In regards to why beta is necessary, here's another point. A regular cannot use this technique. Kuhn achieves it thanks to beta, a living ignition weapon, being inside its lighthouse and doing the required computation. So there you have it. I kind of forgot for a moment that beta was an ignition weapon, but it's nice to know again. Thank you, Tower God Wikipedia, for these notes. Alright, back to your scheduled programming. So Kuhn had laid eyes on this chimney, is what it was. So in the previous chapter, I was like, oh yeah, this octopus got on top of some building. I didn't realize it was a chimney. So this is a second chimney that's around there. And so Kuhn basically tells Boro and Hockney to follow him, and Sachi's going to help them get up there with the use of his vines. And now I will go ahead and read Kuhn's plan with Kuhn's own words. So we'll start off with Boro first. What did you want to come up here for, Kuhn? Boro, have you tried fishing for octopuses? And then Boro's like, huh? Kuhn continues, octopuses have a tendency to try to enter round spaces and holes. That's why fishermen who know about this tendency of octopuses supposedly put bait in a jar to catch octopuses. I was thinking that we should use that tendency now too, and try to trap the octopus in this chimney. What? It's probably Boro. Back to Kuhn. First, we'll use your real inventory item to connect this chimney to fishing lines and hooks. If we stand here, that thing will charge in order to attack us, right? At that moment, if Hockney takes his lamp and jumps into the chimney, it will definitely ignore us and go after Hockney. Now I have to pause for a moment because this image of Hockney has me cracking up. I mean, look at his face of desperation. This isn't what's even happening in real time. It's just, it has to be Hockney's imagination. Or maybe it's Coon's because he's cynical like that. So anyway, Coon continues, since that's what octopuses tend to do. Then we'll ensnare it in the fishing lines and hooks that we've prepared, and the octopus, having chased Hockney down the chimney, will get tangled in the fishing lines and be trapped in the chimney. Then its ink will be useless against us. And we can just slowly fry that octopus. This is what I mean. And then there's like these little thought things on the side of his head. Perfect plan, ha ha. Boro thinks, will it be as easy as it sounds? And then Hockney, you just see this like nervous like sweat drop on his face. Hey, what about my opinion? So they begin to put this plan into action, right? But, of course, the frickin' big breeder has to like butt in again and raises the level of difficulty. So it's kind of worrisome because it's like, okay, are they gonna fail and die, or what's gonna happen? Luckily, Sachi comes to the rescue. So the plan seems to be working at first, but then the octopus gets really fast in its fall. And so Boro and Coon are pretty terrified. They feel like, oh shit, like Hockney's gonna die here. But thanks to Sachi's vines, Hockney was spared, and the octopus ended up getting caught. So thank God for that. So after a bit of reposing from this crazy-ass quest, Coon then ends up checking the gauge in that, like, pocket watch thing that they got, right? And so all that black is gone, which surprises the wandering minstrel Miem. And a gate then opens shortly after that, and Dee, that pink-haired lady, she proclaims that it's a big breeder. Now, a face is revealed to us, but it has me questioning, because the moment I saw the dude's face, I'm like, ooh, could this be Zahard? Like, are we finally going to see an image of this king of the tower, right? At least the younger version of the king of the tower. So it has me questioning if it's a big breeder, or if it could be Zahard. And I mean, do these people even know what Zahard looks like? Because if they think that this is a big breeder, but it's actually Zahard, I think that would be really interesting. And then with this big breeder showing up all of a sudden, and mind you, I mean, this is after that gauge is turned all sparkly and there's no black remains on it. Is it because the big breeder became impressed? Is it because he is pleased to know that this group actually has good intentions and therefore would be worthy to see Zahard, as opposed to if they would have failed and then it would have gone all black and then they would have been assumed a threat? I mean, I guess we'll see what happens next chapter. And then the chapter ends with Baum following behind the rest of the group, and he's still pondering upon the big breeders and Zahard. So it was a very interesting chapter. I mean, kind of scary because, you know, we could fear the worst, especially with the big breeder trying to butt into this whole, like, quest thing that Coon and Co. were doing. But thankfully everyone's okay. I mean, everyone is very strong. I'm not surprised that, you know, everyone made it out okay. I'm still dying to see what happened to Rachel, so I hate to keep saying maybe next chapter we'll find out something, but you never know. Maybe next chapter we will find out something. SIU is such a troll, so maybe it won't be till a few chapters from now, but it is what it is. We're still hooked on the story anyway, and we still love to read it, so that's all that matters in the end. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's always a pleasure. Have a great rest of your week. Peace.